r/neckbeard stories by Redmond Dts. Creepy neckbeard truck driver won't leave my store. Tries to follow me home. So I work in a vape shop with my father-in-law and boyfriend, but at the time this happened my boyfriend had recently changed jobs, so I was left to my own devices. I'm the only female here and at the time commonly left by myself for most of my shift in a not so fun neighborhood. It doesn't usually bother me working in the neighborhood, but we also happen to be in the middle of quite a few trucking terminals and stops, so a high percentage of our customers are truck drivers. Which is either a 50-50 shop, they'll be super nice and sweet, to complete and total fine creeps. Anyway, the shop had gotten the call from a guy we'll call Alan. Well, Alan couldn't find a Uber or Lyft to get to the shop but needed a new setup and was stuck at his hotel. My boss, being a retired driver, knew this happened on occasions, offered to pick him up since he was heading out to grab lunch anyway. So he does. Snatches this guy, brings him to the shop. So I get him set up and we talk a bit. At the time I was 20, I think. And he was in his late 40s and married. My first red flag was how he talked about his wife. Like it was the most passive aggressive way of speaking, like she was just with him for his money and didn't really want him. And kept overly stating that they were in an open relationship. Cue my awkwardly cringing and laughing it off. Starts talking about games and various topics. Keep in mind I'm keeping a maximum of 6 feet away from this dude because he has the absolute worst body odor I have ever smelled. So far to the point my boss sprayed half a bottle of Febreze in his truck to deal with it, like it was bad. So he's set up good to go, but this dude is making no move to have my boss take him back to his hotel. 8 hours goes by. I mean my entire shift from 12 to 8 this dude was here. So when it comes to closing I start to shut down. Boss says don't worry, he'll close and to head home. Wanting to book it the F out of there because my social interactions for the day are f***ing fried from this dude who would not stop talking for 8 hours. I move to leave. Trucking neckbeard follows me out and is like, hey, if I asked you on a date what would you say? I have no filter at all and tell him straight up no. And goes, well, do you feel like cheating? I'm like, how did you get that conclusion out of just what? I ignore him and start walking to my car. He begins to follow me. Thank God my boss saw this and started to holler after the guy saying he needed to take him back. Guy stops and retreats and I breathe a collective sigh of relief. Glad your boss was on his toes there. Fine yikes though. Yeah, it was bad. I haven't seen the dude since. But the amount of weird people I get in the store is astounding. LMAO. Avoided a rape. Good on your boss and you. Thank God for my boss, cause I was milliseconds away from stabbing this dude. 8 hours in the shop. Pathetic and cringy. Extremely, and he's not the first or last to do this. It happened less frequently than it used to since my boyfriend is back to working with me, but still gross nonetheless. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening.